So here we go. Should we just, in order, click them?
Yeah.
Let me scoot my camera a little. There we go. I didn't mean to hit that. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs. They think I did it. They think I'm Kazuma's killer?
When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside.
What do you mean?
There's no access to the cabin via the porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls.
What?
Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation?
This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly?
Are you still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances?
Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me.
The cause of death is still undetermined.
They don't know how he died.
The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course, he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call.
So presumably that means there is no obvious external signs of injury then. Hey there, Dragon!
Bonjour, ça va? That's true, yes.
Yeah, it's rare Saturday stream. We haven't done a Saturday stream since me and Inherence used to stream. About the incident. Can't anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? It's been a hot minute. Hey there, JD.
Hello, hello.
Don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma?
Presumably there's something you know. Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone.
Please.
Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all.
Well, yes, I was, but...
You would always wake before dawn and...
Okay, your audio is really choppy right now.
Hmm?
Your audio is cutting in and out a lot.
Yep. He would always wake up before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Okay, Dragon, enjoy your lurk for now.
I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't.
Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder?
I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... there was Kazuma collapsed on the floor.
Yeah, you're still cutting in and out. Do you have a different mic you could try, or...? Inheritance?
The mic, that's the issue. Different mic.
Okay, I heard like two words there, but I assume that...
It's the lag.
It's the lag?
It's getting real bad. Here, give me 1 sec.
Okay. Just give us a minute, some technical difficulties. Up.
I turned the camera off.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Wait for the camera to pop back in. Oh, okay, I can see you. Okay, let's try this line again. Okay, now we can't hear you at all. I can see your mouth moving. Try checking the Discord settings, maybe? Assuming you can hear me, there's a Discord setting for the voice and video, and you might be able to try clicking the mic there. Just give us a minute, everyone. We're figuring it out.
Okay, hello?
Oh, there you are. Okay, ignore that message.
I think it works now.
Okay, let's give it a try now.
There was Kazuma-sama collapse on the floor.
And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. Miss Susato. Inheritance? Are you having more technical issues? Oh, Discord crashed? Weird, I can see you. Yeah, I can still see, we can still see you. Oh, that's weird, because we can still see you. But yeah, it looks like it's restarting on your end. Okay. The cam's loading again. Hopefully, once we figure this all out, it'll behave for the rest of stream. Hopefully. Let's put the camera like this.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, Discord literally just crashed on me.
That's crazy.
Do you want me to turn the camera back on, or do you want to try without the camera for a little bit, see if the issues persist?
I guess that's up to you.
I'll try the camera on again, and if it crashes again or anything, or there's too big of a lag, then it might just be the camera issue. It might not have the internet capacity for it right now for some reason.
Okay.
Okay, give me 1 second. I wish it wasn't the case, but it's just very hard to believe.
The camera's still booting up.
Yeah, I figured I'd read the line though, just in case.
Okay. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me.
Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question.
Yes, alright. Ugh, my head feels so heavy. Just throbbing. It's still throbbing like anything.
Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Having issues there? Inheritance? Maybe it crashed again, oh no. Oh, it says the camera's loading. Okay, yeah, once again, hopefully these hiccups are just for the start of stream, guys. Let me just check on him. Yeah, it crashed again. Hmm. Yeah, just give us a minute. What do we have in the court record? While I wait. Kazuma was 23. And Susato is 16.
Hello?
Hey, you back? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Hmm.
Okay, I'm on my phone, and it seems to be working on my phone.
What does?
The stream?
Okay,
I'm
it's gonna be
on
really
video on my
lagged.
phone. What happened?
It's gonna be really lagged if you're doing it from your phone.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just like trying to I
Oops.
checked in.
Oh no!
I had no idea. But how could you have occupied?
Oops, sorry.
How could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing?
Yeah. Didn't mean to hit that.
That's
Okay.
fine. Here, let me get back to the stream. I think it's the camera. I think we're gonna have to do it without the camera.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Dang, I should have gotten a still image of you to just put in that corner then.
I'll send you one. I don't know if there's enough time for all that though.
No, alright now.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready. What?
I have returned.
Okay. No, that would have been impossible, obviously.
Yes, of course.
Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together.
He actually asked you. But why?
I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself.
I don't understand.
Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you?
It's an idea I've been having in my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you ought to become a lawyer yourself.
Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious.
You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that.
But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there?
Well, no, definitely not.
But on a personal level. If you were to become a lawyer, then...
Then what?
Nothing. Forget it.
Hmm?
My bandana gives me foresight.
Kazuma-sama is... He was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I'd ever seen it before.
Advanced darkness.
Yeah, I could smell it. It was the scent of darkness.
Smelly smell.
Susato-san. Sorry that we kept it a secret from you. By stowing away on the ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me to avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there just like I always did. After that, I...
Fell asleep?
Well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes. I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up,
Okay, I believe you.
then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. For some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please, forget it.
Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it.
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there's no one else who could possibly have done this.
Ugh.
How's the lag?
There's a bit of lag for when you're reading your lines. It's like a second or two.
But is it cutting off?
I maybe once or twice I've heard it cut off since then.
Okay, then yeah, maybe this is as good as we're gonna get it.
Unfortunately, for now. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? Ugh, I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose we do then? What do you propose to do then?
I'm going to investigate. going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me.
Hi-ya!
What the?
That was a Susato takedown.
Susato what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it?
I love that he's just like talking from the floor.
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
I mean, it's probably not easy to get up with his, like, hands bound. But how am I supposed to?
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence.
Take that.
I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Well, you have two choices. University collar pin or paper seal?
It's a university collar pin.
The collar pin?
Yep, it's the university collar pin.
Oops.
Imperial.
Alright then, how about this?
You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that.
Oh. Better try to come up with something more convincing. They can't even have something special for it when there's literally only that one other object. Otherwise, I get the feeling throw me on the floor all over again. From the floor.
The way you're looking at me. I think perhaps I didn't throw you hard enough.
Please throw me again, Susato-san.
It was definitely... She's 16!
I want her to throw me against the wall.
It's not,
like it's nothing lewd. I just like the idea of her just like every time you do it, just lobbing Ryunosuke to a different part of the room.
Oh no, it was definitely hard enough. Let me show you something else. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime.
I also love that they didn't just like automatically default to the right one and a 50-50 split that has no penalty.
They didn't automatically default, and they also had a generic response if you clicked the wrong one. When you
only had one other option.
Yeah, like whatever that writing is, it would have only shown up with the university collar pin. So,
yeah.
Oh, oops.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, paper seal. Yes.
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors?
Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Ah. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, it's quite true.
It's literally a locked room mystery inside of a locked room mystery.
It's Sherlock Holmes is shaking in his boots.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Come on, upside down breakdown.
Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san.
Okay, you've convinced me.
I was able to use very basic logic. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me out?
Basic logic? I've never heard of that before.
We don't have logic in Japan.
Well, in light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me.
50-50. I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am, a magician?
Mask to mask.
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here.
Was
I'll do oh.
Mask to mask Billy Bob John or whatever his name
No,
was?
that was Maximilian Galactica.
Maximilian Galactica. Sorry,
Max
who
the
was
Mask.
Mask the Mask?
That was the Phantom Thief. For
I don't even remember that one.
The one case you do that's a grand larceny, not a murder, and then you prove he didn't do it, but now like implicates him for the murder that you just discover. That happened simultaneously.
Oh.
It was Ron DeLite
Is that
was
the
who
one-
played him, and his wife Desiree.
Ron DeLite.
Desiree was the biker. Ron was the one with the Princess Leia hair that he got really whiny all the time.
Oh, I forget who was the race car driver.
You might be
I know
thinking
it's
of
not
his.
super relevant.
You might be thinking of his wife Desiree, the biker. She had a red like jumpsuit.
Which one was the one that like ends up being guilty? Spoilers. But you still have to defend him.
Oh, Matt Engard.
Matt Engard.
That he was the actor.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I was just I'm confusing all these like.
And Dragon's
dumpy male
mentioning
characters.
Luke Atme, who was the actual criminal in the Mask to Mask one, or he was the murderer.
Look at me.
That was the one I gave the massive theatrical voice to. The tragic clown.
The tragic clown. Okay, sorry.
I'll do the same.
I'll tragically.
All
kill
right,
someone.
let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh,
Oh.
uh,
I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene.
Oh, it's so funny to me. I don't know why.
I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
I thought the Japanese legal system didn't even like hold
Right.
evidence.
they hold evidence. They just don't preserve stuff from the crime scene. They took pictures and stuff.
I don't.
But this also isn't Japan anymore. We're not in Japan
Oh,
anymore.
we're in open water, so I apologize.
Toto, we're not in Japan anymore.
I really want there to be a sea captain judge, please, please.
Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma,
If it's not on,
I swear, I will avenge your death.
I will
I
avenge your death.
promise you, revenge.
Oh no, Phoenix. Oh, Ryunosuke.
Shadow the Ryunosuke.
Shadow of the Ryunosuke. Oh no, the spin-off with guns. I guess
With
let's
guns
converse.
and light swearing.
light swearing.
We've already
Dang.
conversed everything.
So let's examine. I want to look at that word because, like, I'm insisting
What word?
that
Over
word.
here?
No, the word that he wrote on the floor. Like, I'm sure that that's not Russian. I feel like it's like backwards and flipped or something.
Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink.
He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama, no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine.
I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing.
I don't think that's Japanese, Naruto-san.
What? Then what language is it?
It pains me to admit it, but I don't know.
It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder?
Oh dear, that won't do.
Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san?
Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly.
Ah yes, that's not good.
I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruto-san? I'm sure you're careful to look around using the left and right buttons, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin.
Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Okay, is there anything particular?
I want to investigate the katana.
Katana Zero.
That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it.
Yes, he was always saying that Japanese man's katana is his soul.
I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this ship.
I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Anything else particular?
Oh, now there's check marks when you inspect something?
Yes.
That's convenient. No, we can do a little bit of everything. Just start sweeping it top to bottom. Figured
Okay.
save the person for last.
Sure. I figure like though, if anything that stands out to you, always do that first, so. Ah, God, my Japanese pronunciation. Seigi. Seigi. The Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you, can you really look at those characters without feeling shame?
Knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can. I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Also, full disclosure, Discord is currently quote-unquote crashed, but clearly you can still hear me and I can still see the chat, so we're just gonna keep rolling with it.
Okay. Well, if it
Even though
goes
you stowed
completely
away on the
text,
ship?
if it goes away completely, just message me in.
Yeah, we'll do. I'm having a trip with Susato, just like so forcefully, like, I mean, yeah, that's nice if you weren't a murderer.
Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. There's... oh.
There's nothing on this table at all. Except for the guilt of your sins. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still. No, wait a minute.
What is it?
That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all.
Suspicion.
So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
No, no, no.
So funny.
That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how did the plate end up on the floor?
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no, does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible.
Okay, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach.
So funny.
That's Guy. What door?
when I went for help and the crewman forced the door open. This bolt had been firmly closed.
Firmly closed! It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt from across the room in a situation like this. Inheritance? Are you there? Did we lose you completely? Hello? Oh, great. He could hear and see me, but... Okay, he's closing and reopening Discord. Hopefully that works. Still don't have much to look at there. Yeah, inheritance. I wonder what's different today than last time we did. I mean, we had a couple laggy moments, but nothing too notable. Yeah, I figured that nobody else is probably on the internet right now there. So I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if it's the internet or if it's the computer. Only had a wired internet port, that might help. Up. Discords. Such a shame. This is a great case. I hope we can get this sorted out. Let's see here. Hopefully it's... Okay, he's booting up Discord again. Uh...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is your by the way, is your headset USB?
It is.
Dang, so you can't do it through your phone.
Yeah. I mean, the new iPhones don't even have auxiliary ports, anyways.
Do they not? I guess not.
So I would need to be Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But it's back on. Here, give me a sec.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, that's a trick.
Now I can't hear you.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're very soft.
Oh, no. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid.
When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. These are the rules of passage for aboard the SS Buria. I should have looked up what Buria means.
It is essentially a list of requests from the captain to all the passengers on board.
Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. What? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Oop, no. Ah, God, crap. Sorry. Okay, Buria is the Russian word for storm.
Storm.
The books have fallen over on the shelf. Look, they've all toppled the same way.
And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well.
Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked and everything mown down at once.
I wonder if... perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think?
I seriously doubt it.
Then perhaps... it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder?
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Tampering with evidence.
Are those evidence?
Tampering with a crime scene, at least.
What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever this thing was, it appears to have a broken clean in two.
The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netscape fastener for my kimono outfit.
I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he?
Looks can be deceiving.
And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue.
Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries a lot of memories for me.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Yes, I see. It says this way up in Japanese.
Which in hindsight I should have realized the foreign crewmen wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here.
Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Well, it was less painful than Susato takedown.
Susato takedown.
Okay, I can't get that.
Susato for smash.
This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing.
London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination.
It looks as though the last entry is incomplete.
Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue.
Oh yeah! That's out of the question.
What?
Kazuma-sama may have departed to this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it.
That's a Miss Piggy Easter egg for those Muppet heads out there.
Muppet heads.
That's what we call each other.
Oh, you're one of them.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either, but in this case, isn't the need for clues more important?
It's some 2 weeks ago we set sail from Japan. Have we really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
No, sadly not.
They could have just had like an intricate like knocking system where Ryunosuke could just keep the door locked, and Kazuma could have just made sure that nobody was around before he knocked on his own door.
I mean, I guess, but there's a lot of risk there of somebody seeing him knocking on his door. Plus, if he's not in his room and it's locked, they're going to be like, oh no, why is the room locked? He's not in there.
Fair enough.
The cleaning crew, if they tried to get in or something.
Yeah. They didn't have no do not disturb in Russian signs to be able to pin up against it, I guess. Yes, this is a bell cord contraption, I think.
What do you mean, contraption?
I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants.
Really? That sounds almost magical.
So does Susato's room not have a bell cord? That feels really offensive.
Should we give it a little try?
Yes. In the interest of cultural research, obviously. I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people.
No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all.
Yikes. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin, or poisoned air.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that?
I suppose, maybe that's it.
Oh. Since when?
Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago.
He really wasn't.
As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he get there?
You've noticed this man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall.
He literally no-clipped his way into the room. Naruhara-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't seem like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And
Really...
What?
Go ahead. I'm just in disbelief that they literally just like threw his model onto the desk like while we were like he wasn't there. Like where did he come from? Are they gonna explain
secret.
that, or am I just supposed to like suspend belief?
And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
The fact that you didn't answer that question is very concerning. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Any answers?
You know who he
any answer
is.
to that question would be spoilers.
He's actually Nightcrawler.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san almost look uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect you've noticed already, but just in case. If you press A on people when they're in the crosshair, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself.
Next time I see you in person, Shad, I'm gonna wait until I have my crosshairs on you, and then I'm gonna press A. Oh, please
I
do.
hope you do. Let's examine this guy first.
I don't understand. This is really kind of frustrating me.
Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me. What? I was wondering how it was going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime. Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
You might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying. So last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Yeah, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered.